Hello YouTube, this is a coffee review of Folgers Simply Gourmet Natural Caramel. According to the bag, flavored ground coffee with other natural flavors. I wonder what those other natural flavors are. How to brew instructions, storing instructions. Coffee brings you distinctively natural flavored coffee made with real ingredients. For rich, satisfying taste, we start with 100% Arabica coffee beans and pair them with natural flavors to create a delightfully balanced taste and aroma. So, wake up to a rewarding cup of Folgers Simply Gourmet coffee and add some flavor to your day. Isn't that just clever? Ingredients: coffee, natural flavors. I will say the bag note is stunning. You get that wonderful coffee smell, and then this almost an equal level of caramel. Actually, it's fantastic. Now you're probably wondering, what's up with the bag? Well, I had a fight with the top of said bag, and turns out between the two of us in the fight, I brought sharp objects, say scissors. The bag didn't bring anything, so I kind of won. The rest of the bag's contents is located in resealable containers. So, alright. French press. Sadly, it's been sitting a little bit longer than I would prefer it to, due to some noisy neighbors just roaming around out here. But we will see what we see. I'm under the impression it's maybe a little bit stronger in flavor than what it would normally, due to the fact that it sat there a little long, and I believe I added a little bit more coffee grounds to it than the instructions require. But there we go. It is a nice, of course, dark brown, chocolatey, with hints of red hue and yellow. How curious. The nose is very similar to the bag note, but much lighter than I expected. The bag note just hits you. The mug note, I guess you would call it, the cup note, is a lot more subtle. You get the earthiness out of it, a hint, barely a hint of brightness. For those out there, that would be acidity. And the caramel bounces out with the earthiness of the coffee itself. Unfortunately, where the two would be much more lifted, kind of raised up, they kind of bring themselves down to a much lower level. So it's hard to smell the difference between the coffee as well as the caramel flavoring that's been added to it. Wow. Not what I expected. What you get is a heavy brightness on it. A lot of earthy notes, a bit of bitterness. I wonder if that's because it sat just a smidge too long, or a little too much grind added to it. Very short hang time. Once you drink it down, it's pretty much gone off the palate. So what you get is a weaker flavored coffee. And I'm not sure whether this is a dark roast or a medium roast. Well, it can't be a dark roast. The flavor is way too light for that. So my sure guess would be that it is a light or a medium roast. There's not a whole lot to it. This would be great for summertime, but definitely not something we want some meat to it, such as a nice winter blend. This is not. This is definitely a summer. And as for that caramel that it boasts so heavily on the bag, or at least natural flavors, with pictures of caramel, I don't get much caramel at all. I get medium coffee, a lot of hot water, obviously, and very little caramel. Now, I have been drinking this on my way to work for a week now. And what I've added to this is a hint of cocoa powder. I tend to do this with a lot of my coffees, and that brings out so much more flavors, brings out the caramel. So I'm willing to bet a nice sweetener would help this cup out immensely. But by itself, the caramel's weak, and the coffee itself is blasé. So definitely, if you get this, and you should get it, just to try it, a sweetener is probably well advised. But that's just my sheer thoughts on it. Like I normally say, any comments about this, if you try this product, down below would be great. Or better yet, go out, buy it, try it, and make a review of yourself on YouTube, letting the rest of us know your thoughts of Folgers Simply Gourmet Natural Caramel. And let the rest of us know your thoughts on this particular product. Just so everybody is much more well-rounded and like a broader view of opinions upon this particular product. Until next time, keep on drinking.